Alright, so we just have ComfyUI installed, and let's figure out how to use it together. So when I first opened this, I was prompted with the templates, and these are all different models that you can choose to use from. And right now we're gonna first start off with generating an image, because that's what we will use to start making the videos. Right, if you don't have an image already, we gotta make one so that we can use it to make videos. And word on the street right now is that Flux is the best kind of model to use right now. And as you can see, there are different kind of model filters that you can use. Let me check if this is running. Okay, so there are different kind of models that you can use. You can see here that this one says image edit, image, and it says API. Now, APIs are gonna cost you money, right? And if we want to make things that are completely free, completely local on your own machine, on your own graphics card, we want to use models that do not use APIs. So here, filtering out the models, right, I typed in Flux, and that pulled up all the Flux models that are available. And because I'm a cheapo and I don't have money I want to spend on this, I'm going to run this locally. So I'm going to check ComfyUI, and you can see all the ones that says APIs go away. Right? If you want to use the latest models, the ones that cost money, right, you can go ahead and click this one, and then all these ones are going to start using API or external. I'm still not sure what external means yet, but that's okay. I am going to use the ones that are local, so I'm choosing ComfyUI. Alright, so now that I've filtered out the model that I want is Flux, looks like the newest one, right? You can also sort by model size, how much RAM you want to use. Default, I haven't seen what that is yet. Looks like just like the most popular ones maybe. I don't know, don't quote me on that. But looks like both the newest and for default Flux.2 Dev is the best one right now. So that's the first one I'm going to try to use. So I'm going to click on that, and then it says that I am missing a bunch of models, right? So I'm going to go ahead and download these models, right? I'm just going to click them, and then it just goes to your download section. I already have the first one downloaded, this one right here, and then I have this one downloaded, which is right there, and then now this one's downloading, and these are all pretty big, 33 gigabytes, 34 gigabytes, and then this one's 374 megabytes. So once I download all of these, I'm going to show you what to do with these files. Alright, now sometimes when you click download, right, these will automatically download to the right folder and you don't have to worry about it. And in other cases, when you click download, it might download directly into your downloads folder, and in that case, you're going to have to move it to the right spot. And you can check that by just taking a look at your downloads folder and seeing if it got downloaded there. So in my case, right, these were downloaded here. And so now we just have to move them to the right folder. And we do so by just matching these up with the correct folders. So I know this may sound a little confusing, right? I was a computer science student and this is a little confusing for me, but just bear with me and we're gonna figure this out together. So if it downloaded into your downloads folder, you want to open up the folder where your ComfyUI is installed. So for me, right, I separated it onto a different disk, and so I'm going to navigate to the ComfyUI folder, and this is what you should see, right? You want to head into the ComfyUI folder, and you're going to see a ton of different folders, and the one we want to go into is called models, right? You don't want to mess with anything else right now. We want to put these into the models folder, so just go ahead and find that Open it up. And here, right, we're going to go ahead and match our downloads to where the folder should go. And what I mean by that is here you can see VAE slash flux2-vae.savetensors, right? The word before the dash is the folder. So VAE is a folder, and that's where we want to put flux2-vae.savetensors, right? Text encoders is where we want to put this one, the Mistral 3 small flux 2. And the diffusion models is where we want to put flux2dev. LoRAs we want to put into flux2. And LoRAs we want to put in flux2 birth morisot.savetensors. So we opened up our models folder, and the first one we're going to do is VAE, right? So we're going to find VAE, we're going to go in there, and we want to put in the flux2-vae savetensors, right? And you want to be really careful in matching this up, just so you don't, have to worry about finding things and finding where things go, and all that. So here in my downloads folder, right, we want to put flux2-vae into the VAE folder. So we're gonna go ahead and find that flux2. Gonna go ahead and drag and drop it into the VAE folder. Perfect. Now the next one we want to do is drop Mistral 3 small flux 2 into the text encoders folder. Right now we're in the VAE folder in the ComfyUI, so we're just going to go back, and now we're going to go ahead and find text encoders, the folder text encoders. So there we see it, and now we want to put in Mistral 3 small flux 2 into this folder. So we're just going to go ahead and find that, drag and drop it in here, and this one's a bigger one, so it might take a couple seconds. Perfect. So now we have the first two downloads put into the correct folders. Now let's move on to the diffusion models folder, right? So we're going to go back, look at find diffusion models. There we go. And now we're just going to go ahead and drag and drop flux2dev fp8 mixed. Make sure it's the right one. flux2dev _ fp8 mixed. Go ahead and drag and drop that in there. Okay, perfect. And then the last model that we're missing is the flux2 birth, and that's going to be in the LoRAs folder. So let's go ahead and find the LoRAs. And in the LoRAs folder, we're gonna drag and drop into the flux2 birth, right? Match everything up. So flux2 Bertha Morisot is this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drag that one from my downloads folder. And now everything is perfect and everything is where they should be. And once we have that, all of this should go away, right? Now to recap, right, on the left hand side is the folder you want to go into, and on the right hand side is the model you want to drag and drop into that folder. Comment if you need help on this, and I will message you. So now that we have all those models put into the right spot, let's go ahead and check if we have everything in place. We can do that just by, opening up a new one, and perfect. All of the missing models warning sign has gone away, and now we can finally use this. And so now we're in the model, and there is a prompt that has already a pre-made prompt. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we press run. Okay, we got custom validation failed for node image, invalid image file. Okay. Okay, so let's start with a example image. And let's see what happens when we press run. Paging file is too small for this operation to complete. Let's go ahead and find out how we fix this. Alright, so basically what that meant is that the model that I downloaded was way too big. I only have 32 gigabytes of RAM on my computer and about 16 gigabytes of VRAM on my graphics card. So we're going to have to get a smaller model. That's okay, it's all trial and error though, so let's go ahead and try to find a different model. Let's go ahead and try to find a different model here. Where are we at? Alright. That's totally okay. Let's go ahead and try to find a different model. One that is, let's see. And we're gonna sort by model size, lowest to high. So Flex 2, right? It looks like we just add up all the things we have to download. So this one was about 32 plus 33 gigabytes. So in total that was 67 gigabytes, way too many gigabytes for my machine to handle. And this one would be 9 gigabytes plus 11 gigabytes. So this one's 20 gigabytes, so this one I could handle. But let's see if we can find something closer to maximizing my computer usage. So that one is about, this one's going to be about 20. Oh wow, that has a tutorial too. Transferring style, generate images. Got it by depth information, product mockups, flex. How much is this one? This one's way too much, way too big for sure. Flux. Alright, yeah, let's just go ahead and go with this one. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and see the tutorial. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try out this one because it is a lot less in gigabytes. So adding these two up, 11 plus 9 is about 20. So let's just go ahead and download all these, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. Let's go ahead and our download and just delete these really quick just so I don't get them confused. So right now I'm downloading the let's see, this one is the Kriya.dev. 320, perfect. Clip L safe tensors, okay. Alright, perfect. So everything is downloaded. So we're going to do the exact same thing again, right? The one on the left is the folder we want to put, the downloaded thing into. So let's go ahead and find that again. Awesome. So, go back to where your ComfyUI folder is installed and go ahead and go into models. And the first thing we're going to put in is the clip_L save tensors into the text encoders file. So go ahead and find text encoders and just go ahead and download that. So the clip L into here. Boom, perfect. And now the second one is also in the text encoders file. This is also in the text encoders folder. It's going to be the T5XXL. So let's go ahead and find that. T5XXL. Boom. Put that one in there. Perfect. And now let's go ahead and go into VAE and put in the AE.SaveTensors. So VAE, and let's go ahead and put in the AE.SaveTensors. Perfect. And the last thing is flux1-crea-dev in the diffusion models. Let's go ahead and find diffusion models, and let's go ahead and put in flux1-crea-dev. All right, perfect. So this model Flux1 is 20 gigabytes, so this one should work. And then this one, it looks like it has a text to image that already has a prompt in for us. Highly realistic portrait of a Nordic woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, gaze sharp and intellectual. The lighting should reflect the unique coolness of Northern Europe. Outfit is minimalist and modern. Background is blurred in cool tones. Needs to perfectly capture the characteristics of a Scandinavian woman. Solo-centered composition. Let's go ahead and press run and see what happens. Bang. So the first run should take a while because it's loading all of the weights from what we downloaded onto our disk into the RAM. And looks like this one is actually working here. And it is run. Oh, there we go. We made our first image using ComfyUI, using the Flux1-crea-dev model. Perfect. Boom. So that one was a lot faster. And that one took about 48 seconds. Wow. And that is saved somewhere. We'll figure that out later. Wow, so it does save down here as well. And let's try a new prompt. Highly realistic portrait of a, let's just say a race car driver. A Ferrari race car driver. Let's see how fast this one will do. And because it's not taking its time loading up all the weights, I think it might be a little bit faster, but we'll see. And we can see it's like loading, but we just made an image, and there we have it. It's like same amount of time, I guess. I'm gonna estimate the time, 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. It's not too shabby, not too bad. But there we go. That's how you download different models, right? First we made this image model, which is flux1_crea. We tried flux2. That's like the better version. But my computer just doesn't have enough memory to handle that. But this is awesome, and that's how you download different models. And I'm gonna keep playing around with different ones, and we'll see if We'll do a video model next. Yeah, we'll do a video model next. So that will be the next video.